What's up, Cyber Peeps? This is your girl, Toy Xavier, and you're watching Toy Xavier TV. And I'm gonna sit here today because you all know what today is. Today is story time, Halloween edition number 2. Okay, y'all. This is gonna get really creepy. I don't know if any of the Cyber Peeps out there have experienced sleep paralysis. It's like when you go into the lucid state of dreaming, or what they call REM. Your actual body just literally locks into place and you become paralyzed, but at the same time you are in a deep sleep, but like you feel like you're awake. And a lot of cases it's like your soul, that people say you actually leave your body, like an out of the body experience, and you could actually physically see everything around you in that moment. And in some cases people have actually seen themselves sleeping and it freaks them out. That's something that I truly suffer from, and one night out of the week I'll do this. Well, the most weirdest and most terrifying one, I've had so many of them, y'all, because I mean they literally scare the shit out of me, because I see stuff and I feel it and I can hear everything going on around me, but it's like I think I'm talking, I think I'm asking for help, I think I'm walking somewhere, but technically I'm still asleep. I was maybe like 15 or 16, and I was asleep, and I was on the couch laying down in the living room, and I had fell asleep watching some random comedy show or whatever. It was nothing scary or anything like that. Well, as I was asleep, I guess I went into the lucid state or the REM state, and I felt myself like it felt like I was floating, but then it's like I felt like I was having a panic attack at the same time. So I'm like trying to calm myself, wake up, Toya, wake up, Toya. But I couldn't wake up, and the more I tried to wake up, the more intense, the more paralyzed my body became. And all of a sudden I can see everything around me. I can see the living room, I can see the TV, and I can see like people, like the car lights from people driving down the street, and the lights flash through the window. And I'm sitting up and I'm like, what is going on? And it's like I haven't turned around to physically look at myself, but I'm sitting up, and I know I'm sitting up because I can feel the cushion on my back, I can feel the carpet on my feet, I can feel all these things, but I know I'm still asleep. And I just get up and I start to walk, and as I start to walk, everything around me gets darker, and it gets darker and darker, and all of a sudden this like shadowy thing, it was part of the shadows, but it kind of like stood out, like it was solid at the same time. And it's just standing there in this hallway that goes into the rest part of the house, and it's just standing there, and I feel it. I feel it like in front of me. I feel the presence, and I feel that panicking feeling again, and that feeling of anxiety. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh God, wake up, Toy, wake up, Toy. And I'm like trying to calm down. I'm taking deep breaths and I'm trying to calm down. And then all of a sudden I turn around and look behind me, and I see myself on the couch, just like struggling, like I was just shaking and like trying my best to get up. And I mean, I panicked so bad that I like ran back. It was like I flew. I don't know what it was, but it's like I just slammed into my body, and I woke up and I looked around, and it's like I felt like prickly, like something was there, like a presence around me. I just felt real prickly all over. And I got up and I went and walked through the house when after that happened, and I went and looked around for my mom and my dad, and they were still asleep. My sister and brother was still asleep. And it just freaked me out. The dog was still asleep, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? That was one of the most intense ones that I've ever felt. Another one happened when I had just had my son, my youngest son. He was maybe like 7 to 8 weeks old, and I'm sleeping, but I was in pain, so I had been taking Percocet for the pain. And my best friend and her boyfriend were about to come over, and I fall asleep on my bed. And at the time, my room was attached. It was at my house, that I kind of described in my last story time, my grandmother's ghost. It was in that same room. And I'm laying there, and all of a sudden I feel it creeping up. It starts at your toes, and it goes all the way up to your legs, then your arms, and then you, like, when it hits your chest, you can still breathe, but it's like you're holding your breath at the same time, but you're still getting air. It's so weird. It's the weirdest shit ever, y'all. And I just freeze up again, and I'm stuck there, and I'm in this frozen form, and I hear them come to the door, and they're knocking, and they're like, Toya, we've been out here, get up. And I'm like, I hear them say this, like, clear as day, but I'm paralyzed. Like, I cannot move, and I'm still asleep. And I felt like, I even got up and looked at the window, and I see them, but it's like I got up and, like, I felt like I'm floating, or maybe kind of like in like a dream state or something like that. When you know how your dreams, you're walking around and you're floating like in the fairy tales or crazy kitty cartoons, and you're just like floating and stuff. That's how I felt. And I look, and I'm trying to get the door to open so I can let them in, but my hand can't grab the door. It's like every time I try to grab the door, it's like I'm not saying my hand didn't really go through it, but I just couldn't grab the door. It never worked. It never could work. And then I hear him saying, open the door, Toya, wake up. And I'm like, I'm trying to open the door. And I just started panicking again. And all of a sudden, I just woke up immediately. And I jumped up and I ran and I grabbed the door and I unlocked the door. And I'm like, oh my gosh. She was like, how come she said you was knocked out? I'm like, I promise you I wasn't knocked out. I heard you. I heard both of you all say, Toya, wake up and come unlock the door. And I tried to do it and I could. And they were like, what? So, and it was just weird, y'all. The most recent one since I've been here and I've been living in Texas. This was, let's say, about last week. I fell asleep and I wasn't really tired. It was time for me to go to bed. It was over the weekend, actually, maybe like a Saturday night, Friday night or Saturday night, and I fell asleep, and I guess I was dreaming. I can tell you all of my dreams. They're always very vivid, and they're always very intense with emotion. Like, I can feel the emotion once I wake up, whether if it's positive, negative, sad, happy, I feel it, But in this particular dream, I want to say that I fell asleep and I was dreaming that I was in my room asleep, if that makes sense. And there was something going on outside. I don't know if it was like a storm or some type of, cosmic issue outside, but I remember sitting up in the bed, and in my mind, I'm like, you're paralyzed again. You need to wake up. And I'm starting to panic, and I'm getting that panicky feeling, and I'm like trying to calm myself. But the more I try to calm myself, the more I feel myself leaving my actual physical form. And I get to the window, and I'm just standing at the window, and I'm looking outside. And outside the window, there is nothing but like this weird bluish type glowing light. And I see people just crying, and I see people, packing up their stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what it was, y'all, but I knew that it was something wrong. And I'm looking, and I'm trying to yell for my kids or for my husband. I'm like, we gotta go. And I'm saying this in my head, like I feel like I'm saying the words, we gotta go. And I'm trying to grab stuff around my room because I'm trying to get stuff that I know we need that's gonna help us survive, and nobody's coming. I'm like, and I get to the point when I'm calling my husband, and I'm like, Q, and it's like he's not, nobody's coming, and they don't hear me, but I can hear them. When I tell you I can hear everything that they're doing, I know that they're still up because I can hear my daughter's music playing, and I can hear her talking on the phone. I can hear him downstairs laughing at something on TV like he ought, like, like nothing. I can actually hear this whole conversation. And I'm like, why don't they hear me? I'm like, I'm calling for them. Like, something's wrong outside. Then I realize that I'm dreaming still. This is what I'm doing in my dream. I'm laying back in the bed and I'm closing my eyes so I can continue dreaming, or so I can dream myself awake, if that makes sense. So I'm laying there and I close my eyes and I'm like, I feel the tension of something being around me or something like that. And I'm trying to call for help again. I'm trying to say something again. And as I'm laying there, I see him coming up the stairs, like he's running full speed, and he stands over me. But instead of waking me up, he grabs me and pushes me on the bed and he's holding me down. And it's like, I don't see his face, but I see his body form. And I still hear everything happen downstairs. I'm like, wake me up. Why are you playing? Wake me up, wake me up. And I'm telling him, wake me up, wake me up. And he just won't do it. He's just holding me, looking at me. But it's like his face has no expression. And I'm like, wake me up, wake me up, wake me up. And when he finally, in real life, comes to wake me up, he's like, Toya, Toya, Toya. And it's like, I'm laying there and it's like, I'm not moving at all, but I'm still breathing. He said, you were just there. He said, I don't know if you were holding your breath. And he said, I heard you hollering. He said, but it was so faint that I thought it was like the TV or the radio from upstairs or something from in Destiny's room, my daughter's room. But it was you. And I came in here and I finally woke you up. And I'm like, no, you came in here. I said, when I woke up, I was like, I don't know what just happened, but you were in this room. Like, I saw you, but you would not wake me up. You were holding me down, and something was going on outside. And I look out, and I still feel that weird, uneasy feeling like something's not right. So I'm outside. I'm looking up at the sky. I'm looking around outside, and it's just dark. It's quiet. You can hear the crickets, and there's nothing going on. But I am still like on edge because I physically know. But I felt like I was there. I still felt that emotion, and I kept doing that throughout the night, y'all. I don't know what it is, but that was one of the probably worst nights in which it happened consistently that whole entire night. And I was exhausted the next morning because it felt like I didn't get any sleep at all, but I was actually in a deep sleep the whole time. So that was my story of sleep paralysis experiences. And if you go and Google it, you can go to YouTube and look it up. You can hear some weird stuff about it, and a lot of people experience it, and a lot of people don't know what it is. Some people say that it's an out-of-the-body experience. Some people say it's a lucid state of dreaming. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I just know that it's something that I've experienced for a long time, even since I was a little girl. If there's something going on in life, like somebody's sick, somebody's ill, or somebody is about to, I hate to say it, about to die, or somebody that has died, and a person that and a person is still attached to that person and can't let go of their death. It's like I have these dreams in which that person that's dead either tells me something, and I remember it vividly. And sometimes I don't even have to know this person, but I may know the person that's being affected by the death, and I will go and ask them the next day, like, hey, who is such and such? It is weird, y'all. I'm not saying I'm psychic. This is just something that I've experienced on multiple occasions growing up. I'm not saying I can sit up here and read somebody's palms and say, okay, you're going to win $1 million next week. I don't do that. I just know it only happens through dreams. And most of them are when I'm in that lucid state, and there's always an emotion attached to it, or a sadness attached to it, or a feeling of like anxiousness as far as like something's positive going to happen, or there's something bad going to happen. The feeling of dread, even after I've awakened from my dreams, from the dreams like that. And put your comments below and let me know your experiences if you have experienced it before. And I do thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thumbs up if you enjoy Storytime on Wednesday nights. And I will see you guys later. Bye.